It was the middle of World War I, and the German Empire had a problem. Germany required extensive amounts of coal to power all the territory it occupied and support the wartime military, but production was only 60% of pre-war levels, largely due to workers leaving to join the army. Britain also initiated a naval blockade, restricting the amount of coal available for import, pushing the German Empire to a breaking point. The German Federal Council had to get creative to limit the amount of coal needed, so they passed an order on April 16, 1916, instructing all clocks to be advanced by 1 hour for the above-stated interval to take advantage of the increased sunlight during the summer months, what is now known as Daylight Savings Time, or DST. However, the German advantage would not last long as the United Kingdom, France, Italy, Russia, and even Australia implemented DST within weeks. The initiative ultimately did not help Germany with its coal shortage, as production was a mere 25% of pre-war levels by the time of German surrender, but the impact of daylight savings time persists today. Over 140 countries have implemented DST at some point in their history, but only 68 continue to use it today. Of these 68 countries, 57 are located in Europe or North America, which poses the question, why have so many countries abandoned this policy, and why do we in the Western world continue to suffer every spring? But first, let me quickly explain what daylight savings time is for those of you lucky enough to avoid the abrupt time changes. Each nation handles it slightly differently, so I'll use the United States as an example. On the second Sunday in March, the time adjusts from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. and the country enters daylight savings time. This adjustment lasts until the first Sunday in November, when the time adjusts from 2 a.m. to 1 a.m., becoming standard time. As a result, when in daylight savings time, there is more sunlight during the evening and less during the morning than in standard time. Proponents of daylight savings time argue that it saves energy, is good for business, reduces traffic accidents, and improves physical and psychological health. But if this is the case, then why have more than half of the countries that implemented DST reversed course? Well, because none of those claims are true. A 2017 meta-analysis of 44 studies analyzed the electricity savings during daylight savings time. Take a guess on how much electricity was conserved. Are you ready? How about 0.3%? But what about the positive business impact? A 2017 study in the American Economic Journal of Applied Economics estimated that the transition into DST cost society $275 million annually, primarily by increasing sleep deprivation. What about reducing traffic accidents? Nope. A study published in the Current Biology Journal concluded that the transition to DST in the spring increases the fatal traffic accident risk by 6%, and by now it should be no surprise that the improved physical health claim is also unsupported. In fact, a study published in the Open Heart Journal concluded that the Monday following springtime changes was associated with a 24% increase in heart attacks. It's undebatable that the spring forward is really a setback. Okay, so the abrupt time changes may not work, but what's wrong with staying in daylight savings time all year for those who prefer more sunlight in the afternoon? Well, Argentina, Belarus, Iceland, Kyrgyzstan, Morocco, Namibia, Singapore, Syria, Turkey, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan do implement permanent daylight savings time. The practice is especially popular in Turkey, with Fatih Dönmez, the Turkish Minister of Energy and National Resources from 2018 to 2023, stating the practice saves millions in energy costs and reduces depression and anxiety levels associated with short exposure to daylight. While I've already stated that the energy savings claim is questionable, what about the proposed health benefits? The American Academy of Sleep Medicine holds the position that standard time is a better option than daylight savings time for our health, mood, and well-being, a position endorsed by over 20 health organizations. Despite the potential negative health effects of implementing permanent daylight savings time, this policy is gaining support in the United States. In 2022, the United States Senate unanimously passed the Sunshine Protection Act, aimed to implement DST permanently, but the bill stalled in the House of Representatives and was never signed into law. American citizens are also split on the issue. A 2019 survey by the National Opinion Research Center and a 2021 survey by the Associated Press indicate more Americans would prefer permanent standard time, while surveys by the National Sleep Foundation, YouGov, CBS, and Monmouth University from 2021 to 2023 indicate more Americans would prefer daylight savings time. From humble beginnings as a way to reduce coal usage to a policy implemented by over 140 countries, daylight savings time has become an annual event for over 1 billion people across the globe. However, with research showing that the policy doesn't reduce electricity consumption, costs society hundreds of millions of dollars annually due to sleep deprivation, and increases the risk of fatal car crashes and heart attacks, it's unsurprising that more than half of the countries who have implemented DST no longer use it. Americans should choose between permanent daylight savings time or standard time, but like every issue in America these days, the country is divided. Let us know in the comments whether you want to switch to permanent daylight savings time or standard time.